Hey y'all, this is Shelly, and if you've never been on my channel, I have been on a debt-free journey since I started my channel, and now we're down to the last 6 months of my projected um, goal that I have to become debt-free. So the remaining balance of my debt-free journey is a little under 18,000, and I am on a serious mission to have that done and paid off within 6 months. So there is numerous ways, y'all, that you can get out of debt. I know it's easier said than done. However, you just have to be determined. And so you have to perhaps get a second job. You might have to move in with your parents. You might have to eliminate some of the bad habits that you have, like logging onto Amazon.com and Popeyes.com and McDonald's.com. You have to learn how to cook in the comfort of your home. That will save a lot of money. And so that's the mentality that I have. That's what I have to do in order to get out of this debt-free, get out of this debt that I want to get out of. My job has changed. Now I have to pay for medical benefits and more union dues and more out of retirement. So things are definitely changing. I work from home, and now they're talking about coming in the office more. And so more money's coming out of my pocket that you didn't expect, that you can't avoid. So if you can avoid getting out of debt, the consumer debt stuff that you can get rid of, like for instance, PG&E is not considered consumer debt. So PG&E you can't get rid of. You have to pay that regardless. You know, your rent, mortgage, not unless you paid your house off, you gotta keep paying that regardless. But those bills like your Capital One and Credit One and all these other credit cards that you might have, and you might have numerous credit cards, those have to go bye-bye. And I'm just giving you some ways in which I plan to get out of $18,000 debt within 6 months. Now, I don't encourage nobody to go out and do any gambling at all. Not one red bit. I don't encourage it. However, I'm an extremely lucky individual. From a very young age, I have been extremely lucky. And not only luck, you guys, I manifest. I do a lot of manifesting. I'm a vibe filler, and I can feel, or I have a gut feeling when something is lucky, or I feel lucky, you guys. It's very weird and it's hard to describe. And so I have always had that feeling from a very young age. And so when that feeling arises, I have to go gamble. I either go to the casino or hit scratchers. Either way, I have to do some form of gambling. And it really happens around my birthday. It's really weird how it works. It happens around my birthday, and for some reason it happens around my anniversary time in July. So with that being said, I'm not predicting that I'm going to always win, but first, I'm just been kind of like a money magnet these last couple weeks. And so I live in California, and there's this ticket called 50 or 100. You either win 50 or you win 100. Excuse me. All I can tell you guys is they're $10 each, and I've been buying like one or two at a time. and I buy them from the corner store by my house. And I buy them from one particular salesperson. And this is $1,000 worth of tickets that I have won just on this game here. And so in the last 3 weeks. And so I just go to say that there's numerous ways to pay off debt. And so I want you to play responsibly. I'm not encouraging anyone to go gamble out here in these streets, y'all. I'm just saying that when it comes to me, I'm extremely fortunate and lucky individual. And I have faith that I am going to continue to help me win money, to help me pay debt down. That is my ultimate goal. That is what is going to help me pay debt. Is my winnings, is my side hustle, and my job. And me cutting back on stuff, like I wear fake nails, and I was just thinking before I made this video that I think I'm not gonna wear nails for the next 6 months. Even though the holidays are coming up and all that good stuff, I'm gonna sacrifice. There's some things that I have to sacrifice, and I think as bad as I don't wanna sacrifice it, and even though it's self-care, I think I'll be a lot less stressed out if I'm not paying these 2 certain debt bills that I have. And I just have to sacrifice, and it's okay that I don't wear my nails for 6 months. And if I get out of debt sooner, you know, if I win bigger, then I can go back to doing my nails. But I think I have decided that I'm gonna go to the shop and take these off and just maybe wear clear for the next 6 months. And plus during the rainy season anyways, I don't really get my feet done, so I think that's one way how I'm gonna save a couple $100 by not going to the nail shop during these 6 months. I have a Christmas club that I have through my credit union. Credit unions are beautiful banks to have. They help you get out of debt. They help you get consolidation loans so that you can get out of debt. And so that's actually one of the loans that I am paying. It's a consolidation loan that I use to help me pay off tons of credit cards that I had at a very lower interest rates than what I was paying on those credit cards, y'all. And so this is kind of like my, not second debt-free journey, but what happened was after the pandemic, I was doing binge shopping. I bought my house during the pandemic year, and I had my credit all beautiful, but then that binge shopping of the pandemic, and I'm such a giving person. I'm always helping people, which is okay, but you got to help people without getting yourself in debt. And so I learned that, believe me. And it's okay, you learn from your mistakes, but you can still give, but you have to give without putting yourself in a financial crisis, y'all. So that's the journey I'm on. I use different methods of encouragement to help me down through this debt-free journey process. And so I use this little debt tracker thing right here. This little jar. It's called a payoff debt tracker. And so this is for my first personal loan, and this is for my second personal loan. So what you do is, see, I was going to put it on my chalkboard. Hold on a second. All right, y'all. So I have a business, and I use this chalkboard to display my menu. So I just broke the chalkboard out so I can show y'all more visual. I normally have a face channel so you can see it, but it's kind of warm in my house and I wanted to get some air, so I said let me try something different, but I don't know how this gonna work. It's a little windy. So basically, like I was saying, I have 2 loans, y'all, and my 2 loans total a total of my first loan, my balance is $1850, and my second loan, my balance is $16,745.55. And the last time I did a debt update was in May, and so a lot has happened in May. My job has went on strike. I didn't get paid for a couple days. Sorry, my paper blew. We lost. That's another story. So that's what I mean. How my finances is about to change because my benefits are changing and everything's changing at work, and so that's why I have to totally buckle down and get out of debt. And so I haven't posted any updated debt confessions since May. So in the month of June, I can play catch up, y'all. In the month of June, I paid the first credit card down to, the first personal loan down to $2,700. And I have not marked my debt tracker on that yet. And then just today, I paid more money, and so now this payment is now, this balance for this first one is now $1,850. So I need to fill this in to $1,850. So that's what I'm gonna do, is fill this in to the $1,850. As you guys can see, I take the beginning balance of whatever your balance is, you write the beginning of it at the top, and then down below, you just take 10%. Well, it gives you what on the side, it gives you a percentage from 100 all the way down to 0. And you just calculate to a degree how much each balance would be per the percentage on this side right here. So I got these sheets off Etsy. I'm gonna start selling these myself. I'm gonna have some inspirational, more of a template, but because this is very inspiring to give you motivation to get out of debt. But I want some scriptures on here. I want my elephants because I'm all about elephants in my life. Elephants bring prosperity and luck and abundance. And so I want to incorporate some elephant figurines and some scriptures and all that good stuff with some motivational thoughts on my sheet. So more to come with that. But in the meantime and in between time, I am so excited to be able to fill my debt payoff sheet jar all the way up to $1,850. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. You can use crayons, you can use markers, whatever you have around your house is what you can use to fill in your tracker. So I'm going to fill my tracker in. I don't know if you can see the little sheets, but yeah, I'm gonna fill my tracker in all the way to $1,850. So right now is at $28.69.85, and I needed to get it to $1,850. I'm outside on the porch, and everything is trying to just fly, y'all. So I'm gonna get it down to that $1,850 mark. And I like color, so I'm going to keep changing the markers. I mean, you can make it neat, but hey. Yes, and so I also collect cans and bottles, and I take those to the recycling, and I use that to pay down debt. And I have a side business selling gourmet apples and gourmet popcorn, and so I vend at different festival events. And so I had a very good event on Juneteenth down the street from my house. So my other channel is called Shell Bell's Popping Treats. Check it out, because it's very fun. It's very exciting. That's what I'm using to get out of debt, y'all. It's my side hustle, live in action. So, yeah, I have now colored that into around the 18th mark, because it goes from 19, 13, 23 to 17, 21. So I just kind of stopped right there. But I'm very excited. It's getting close to being filled in. So this is for my first, like I said, first personal loan. And so my second one, the last time I checked it out, I had $16.93, $16,932.73. But now that's down to $16,745.55. So I just need to, well, to be honest, the way this tracker is set up, I really don't have much mark to go, but I like to still just put one little mark, because I did make a little payment. So I like to put a little something there. So yeah. So this total is now $16,745.55. So my strategy in getting that paid off in 6 months is, like I said, I sell gourmet apples and gourmet popcorn, and I am out here hustling these streets, y'all. It's almost Christmas, so I'm going to be passing out my flyers everywhere, trying to promote my custom orders. Once again, I don't condone gambling, but I'm going to continue on doing what I do there. I'm going to manifest that I get money in all kind of ways. On the first of every month, I do my spiritual cinnamon prayer. Check that out. Every first of the month, I pray for abundance to fall in my home, y'all. I am such a hustler out here in these streets, and I'm going to continue to hustle to get this debt paid off. I work, like I said, events, and I have a big one coming up in August 2nd and 3rd, and it's a very huge event, and that brings quite a bit of revenue for me. And so I just basically use my side hustle to get out of debt. And once I'm done getting out of debt, I will help my husband get out of debt, so that we can have a lot less sleepless nights, and we can do a lot more than pay these crazy people money that is owed to them. But it is what it is. I'm very blessed to be able to pay it. I'm very blessed to have a job, and I'm very blessed to be able to help you guys figure out how to get out of debt too. The number one thing is cut back on stuff. And so, like I said, I'm cutting back on my nails. It's going to be almost the rainy season soon, so I just cook more at home, stay at home more. My husband drinks his beer. I buy beer by the case at Costco. I like lemon drops every now and then, not too often. I buy all that stuff at Costco and buy it in bulk so that I don't have to keep going back and forth to the store. Invest in a deep freezer. That will save your life. When I go to Costco, I buy chicken in bulk and then I break it down in sandwich bags or freezer bags and stick it in a deep freezer. And so I cut back on a lot of the subscriptions that we got going on here. You have to just go through, just reevaluate all the money that you're spending. And that would definitely help you on your debt-free journey. Everything's going up. Gas is going up. Food is going up. Shipping for everything is going up. So, like I said, Christmas is coming up. It's my favorite time of year. I normally spend thousands for Christmas, but I decided not to do that. I have a Christmas club that I have through my credit union. And I think I'm going to spend like half of what's going to be deposited into my account in November for Christmas and just cut back. My grandson, he has so much, he needs to get rid of half the stuff he got already. And so there's nothing I really need right now but to get out of debt and for my husband to get out of debt. And that is my ultimate goal. Like I said, there's too much going on in the world, and we just have to cut back right now. And that's what I'm gonna do. And so I plan to take that $1,800 and divide it by 6, and whatever that total is, and I do believe it goes to be about, I think I broke it down, about $2,000 a month I'm going to dish out to get, so let me see, if I take, do not fly, I said I'm on the porch and now it's starting to get windy. But if I basically take the $1,850 plus the $16,745.55. You add that together. I don't know why that said 18, but maybe it was. Let's see. Plus 16,745.55 equals $18,595.55. Divide that by 6 months is $3,099. So that first loan for $1,850, I plan to take those lottery tickets that I was talking about, and I have a couple vision reimbursement checks that I got. Like I said, we're changing companies, and so we had to cash in all our benefits, and so that's what I did in June, was cash in all my benefits, go use all my reimbursement for my company, and now those checks came in the mail last week, and so I'm going to use those checks right along with these lotto winnings and pay on that $1,850 balance. And whatever else I make on my next event is going to pay off the balance of that $1,850. And then I'm gonna, that same month, I'm paying this debt method, the snowball method. I'm not sure if you ever heard of Dave Ramsey, but I was very encouraged by Dave Ramsey and some of the testimonies on his show. The debt-free scream testimonies gave me so much encouragement to just get out of debt. And I wish I could contact him and do that debt-free screen. I might have to think about that and see how I can do that. But I know I'm gonna have my own screen, my own self, when I get out of debt for sure. And so Dave Ramsey teaches two types of method to get out of debt. It's called the snowball method, and it's called the avalanche method. Avalanche method. So the snowball method is you basically write down your bills from smallest to largest, and you pay them off that way no matter what the interest is. And the avalanche method is you write down your bills from interest rates, the highest interest rates to the lowest interest rates, and you pay them that way. I like and choose the snowball method because I like to see the little wins. Every win is very encouraging, and so I like to see the small ones get paid off fast and see some progress. I should say I like to see progress. And so you see progress a lot faster when you do it by the snowball method. You can see how your stuff is being paid off. And so that's why I like to choose the snowball method. It's so much more rewarding for me to see how my progress is going. And so my elephant. That's not good. Hold on. So after I fill out my debt tracker here, I also do a second method of tracking, and I write it down on this sheet right here. So I'm going to just update this sheet and just say, that my first bill I owe is $18.50, and the second one I owe is the $16,745.55. And so, let me tell y'all, it's just so inspiring when you can keep track of your journey of getting out of debt. I don't care if you owe $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $200,000. It's very motivating for you to have some kind of method on your progress of paying it off. And so I hope I give you so much encouragement on different ways on paying it off, on different ways on staying motivated to pay it off. It is no joke being in debt. You can have a lot of sleepless nights, and it's very stressful, but just know that if you take one day at a time, if you take one bill at a time, if you change one bad habit and just have motivation, you can get through this debt, y'all. Like I told my husband, I learned a lot from this YouTube channel, and different stories give you different motivation on getting out of debt. And there was this one couple that I was listening to, how they said they use this one person's income to pay the rent, and then the other person's income, if you are a couple, pays all the debt, the non-consumer debt. Remember I told you consumer debt is the PG&E and all, is the non-PG&E. PG&E is something you have to pay every month, but them credit cards is the consumer debt that you're trying to get rid of. And so you can decide to take one person's income and let them pay all the household stuff, and then the other person's income can pay all the debt. That's one method. I told my husband we can explore that option too. But I'm very determined and very motivated to ensure that the 18 that I owe, that I'm going to get it paid off in 6 months, because I'm going to sacrifice a whole lot in the next 6 months. And I'm going to do a whole lot more manifesting, and I'm going to do a whole lot more hustle gigs. And I'm just going to be out here promoting myself and doing events and just out here hustling in these streets, y'all, because life is nothing but a hustle. And if you get ahead of the game, you can live a very financial freedom, debt-free journey, um, lifestyle if you don't have so much debt that would make you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So it is crazy to be in so much debt, you guys. It's very, very, it'll mess up your mental health. It'll make you do crazy things and think about crazy things. And it'll really screw up your mind if you are in a lot of debt. And so, young folks, listen to your parents. Listen to what they're telling you. Don't go out there and get a lot of credit cards. I did that crazy mistake when I was young, and it's crazy. You don't realize it. You're just so excited about getting approved. You just swipe and sign, and you're not realizing how much APR you're paying. And next thing you know, you have hundreds and hundreds of dollars charged on that credit card, and you have several credit cards, and you're pulling your hair out. You got student loans, and you're pulling your hair out. I am in school right now. It has taken me years just to get my AA. And I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I just really don't have the to go past getting my AA. I don't want to be in financial debt from student loans. I see the struggle that my oldest daughter is going through, paying off debt. And just the student loans alone, you'll never buy a house if you don't get it under control. And so that's not encouraging at all. You're trying to go get your AA, your master's and all this, and then now you're in financial debt of $200,000 on your credit report. Insane. And my heart goes out to these young kids that have all this debt from school, trying to get a degree on their credit now, and now they can't get nothing in life because of debt, depending on the state to help with the refinancing or the payback or whatever it was called. It's just a lot of people out here that owe student loans, and my heart goes out to everyone because at the end of the day, you're just trying to get an education, but you don't want that to make you be in financial debt. Like, it's insane how the world sets you up for failure when it comes to going to school and being in debt with all these student loans. It's really sad. But on that note, I don't want that to happen to me because I'm living it through my daughter. And I just wanted to walk the stage. All my girls have gotten their bachelor's, and so I'm gonna live my dream through them because I'm 55, and I just do not want to have $100,000 worth of student debt on my credit. I'm trying to buy my second home, and so that's why I really want to get out of debt, because I live on a four-way corner that's really crazy, I should say, and mental health is real. And I'm a granny now, and I want my grandson to be able to play outside, and so he really can't play outside right here. So I want a different house, just not on the corner. And so that's why you have to have good credit, so that you're not, debt to the ratio, so that when you get approved for your house, all they can do is just say yes and tell you how much you're approved for. And so that is my goal, y'all, to get down to zero. So when I go apply for my new house next year, they're not telling me that I have too much debt to ratio. So that's my ultimate goal, is to be able to start to look for my new house next year. And got to be debt free from consumer debt in order for that to happen. So you have no problems at the bank. They could just say, it's yours. And you can just do what you do, y'all. So on that note, I really hope I give you guys some encouragement, because the streets is wild. And we just need to get out of debt. And we can help each other by giving each other different methods on getting out of debt. And as I think about more, I'm going to make sure I let you know. But yeah, there's so much money to be made in these streets. And you have to make it and then pay that debt off. And like I said, these banks are being very stubborn with giving out loans now. They want you to give up your card for collateral. They're being very tight with personal loans. So it's all about just trying not to go to the bank too much to ask for too much, and try to just do it out here on your own. But easier said than done. I know. Trust me. That's why I'm paying back personal loans. But yeah, you guys, you can become a YouTube creator. Get on this platform and tell us what you got. Show us what you got. There's so many ways to make money, and we can help each other figure it out so that we can help each other get out of debt. So on that note, I want y'all to have a blessed day, and take care. And I'll be back with a new update. Yeah, God is good. Just stay prayed up, y'all. Always stay prayed up. And I'm going to leave you with my lovely prayer. Okay, y'all. It's by Philippines 4:19. But my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. So, on that note, stop worrying about debt. We gonna do this together. We gonna pray together. We gonna help get out of debt together. We gonna motivate each other. We're going to help push us through these trying times. You're going to get you some sleep. Yeah, it's going to be okay, y'all. Just take baby steps, like Dave Ramsey said. Take baby steps. Save your $1,000 emergency fund money. And take baby steps in getting out of debt, y'all. You definitely have to live frugal. You definitely have to live underneath your means, beneath your means. Don't go buy stuff that you don't need. I know Christmas is so tempting. It's so easy to just screw off money, but that money can go towards you getting out of debt so that you can have a lot less sleepless nights. So, on that note, loved ones, I love you. And I'll see you later. Peace out.